Welcome to Soto Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. Today we are going to build an arch, or we're going to start building a wooden arch. This is going to be a 3D, different from the chiari backdrops you've seen me build. I'm building this partly because I need one for my inventory. Been thinking of building different styles of arches and backdrops, but this opportunity came up because of the bridal show. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that we participate in the bridal show twice a year. It used to be 3 times a year, then it went to 2 times a year. So we're going to have one in January. It's December now. Going to have one in January. So I'm preparing this for the arch that the models are gonna walk through for the runway. Remember, we did that our checkered dance floor as a runway, but this time we'll put an arch in front of it and drape the arch. So I'm creating the arch today, or starting it today. I don't have much time because I have several other projects and a lot of other things going on. So I figured I would at least start today, and then I'll keep you updated. But this video is about that arch. So I bought the wood. Let me show you all of that. If you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that we post. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's get on with the video. As you can see, I haven't built one of these before, but I figured from my sketch we'll figure it out. I have a little sketch here. Let me show you my sketch first. This is the plan for what we're building. So I already made a mistake with this part right here. Let me show you right here, the 1.5 feet on that side. I had them cut this to 1 foot. So I'll build the front and back, and then we'll see after that if we need to change that or not. We have panels here. This is bendable plywood. Bought that for the inner arch so we can secure that inner arch. But we're going to use this 1/2 inch plywood, sorry, a 1/4 inch plywood for the rest of the design. So I'm gonna work on the arch. It's gonna be in 2 pieces just because we won't have enough to create the full arch. As you can see, it is 8 feet tall total. Our arch is gonna be 7 feet, and I think we'll extend the top part to another foot instead of me trying to connect more on the bottom. I would just want to make it easy. I figured 7 foot is plenty. I know some models are tall, but we're gonna make this work. And then each side is 4 feet. Already from here to here is 4 feet. So the panels are 4 by 8. So what I need to do is just cut out, let me put this down so I can use my hand. So it's already 4 by 8. We're gonna cut out this arch to 7, and this is 1 foot. So my plan is to make 2 pieces front and 2 pieces for the back. Then we'll use this same plywood to support all around, and our bendable plywood on the inside. So today I'm just gonna cut the 2 front and 2 back, and then tomorrow we'll figure out the rest. But we have a few days, but I'm not relying on that because I need to try and get this done as soon as possible so it's done. Hopefully we have time to paint it. If we don't, we're just going to wrap it, no worries, and paint it later, because for this we don't need to paint. So given that this is 4 feet and this is 4 feet, 2 8-foot pieces, I want this front part to be 1 foot long. So I want my inner arch here about 6 foot, which means this is 3 plus 1. So this is 4. So I'm going to cut from the end here 3 feet in to form the arch. If I realize maybe that this is too little, I figure we need up to 6 feet in the middle. I'll put a measuring tape down here and just see how 6 foot looks and go from there. I think 5 foot might be too small because some of the models have bigger wedding dresses. So I think the 6 foot is okay. So let's figure this out. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bear with me on this video because initially when I recorded it, I wasn't planning to post it because I wasn't sure if you would be interested in seeing how we make the backdrop. But I got a few comments on the video that I posted with us draping this backdrop for the bridal show, and several of you wanted to know how we made it. So you'll see a couple of different formats on the video, but bear with us. Hopefully me explaining and showing you my draft, you'll be able to make this on your own. I'm putting a foam board down just to give me a little bit of height for when I decide to cut the backdrop, so I'm not breaking my saw, or also helping me stabilize everything to cut. So I'm trying to find the best board and find my angle so that I can trace out what the backdrop is gonna look like. Each of these boards are 4 feet by 8 feet, and like you remember from the sketch, I'm just trying to trace out a foot from the bottom to create the column, then design the arch over. So if you're creating this, it's fairly simple. The biggest thing in my mind starting out is to make that arch, because making our cherry backdrops in the past, the biggest thing was cutting out that arch where it's nice and even. And with this design, you really have to make sure that it's even, because you're gonna have to put the two pieces together. I start out by tracing out each section on the sides, and then I get to the height I want it to be, leaving room for that arch to bend over. Like I said, I'm coming down by 1 foot. So even though this is 8 feet tall, I'm leaving room for 1 foot for where the arch is gonna go. The hardest part will be making your arch, and second hardest will come to that whenever Richard shows up tomorrow to be able to help me out with this. So I have this wooden ruler that I'm going to use as my stability to trace, because I can't freestyle this arch, otherwise it won't be symmetrical. So I'm putting a hole through one end, and I'm going to use that to insert a screw to secure this wooden ruler in place. And on the other part, I have a marking where I have another hole to put my pencil through and be able to trace around. So I'm just securing the ruler here right in the middle, and you'll see at the bottom of the video there the wood is not even, so I still have to go back and straighten all that out before I trace that arch, otherwise it's not going to be straight. Once that's done, I put my pencil and I can go from the point I ended there and just trace everything around, and I have my arch right there. Now it's going to be time to cut everything out, and I can use this as my template to cut the other piece, because these two pieces form the front or the back, and then I'll cut the same thing, then we'll frame everything out. Like I explained before, my goal is to paint these eventually so I can use them as just the wood, painted wood. So when you're tracing everything out, pay attention to the wood grain so that when it's time to paint, they're all even, where you don't have areas where the wood is chipped or sections that are cut. Of course, safety first. I have my hair covered, my eyes, and then of course protecting my nose and my mouth from the sawdust that's gonna come from all of this. We're gonna cut everything out. Take your time, especially on the arch, so that you get it even and you don't have to struggle to sand things down. Once this is done, you can always use the inner parts of the wood for other backdrops if you want something shorter. But like I said, I raised this up a little bit more and I'm cutting on my foam board so that I don't have to worry about my blade cutting or breaking. So I'm moving this out of the way because I hit the point of the foam, and I'm gonna turn it around and continue to cut. Once I have my pieces cut, I'm gonna use that as my template to be able to trace out my other 2 pieces. So pretty much you need 4 of these pieces. Another thing we could have done is do one side and then use that to trace the opposite side, then cut 2 more pieces. So it's up to you how you want to do it. I just figured to get a more even arch, I would just trace all around. So cutting through here. Once we're done, then we'll move on to our next part. Didn't realize the camera had tilted, but I bent the, I don't know if you can see. Have to find another one for tomorrow. So we are done for today. We cut both pieces for the front or back. So tomorrow, that's one there, and I put the other one over there. Tomorrow we're gonna work on the exact same thing and then figure out the sides and of course the arch part. Sides, the top, and the arch. So I am going to head home and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here. See you tomorrow.
Is that inside?
I need to figure out the front and the back because I think this side here is our front. So we finished one section before I decided that I would record because I wanted to be of help because we're getting really close to the date and we wanted to get this done. I think this might have been the night before if I'm not mistaken. Oh my goodness. So the change we made is that we had to support the wood on the inside. That's what Richard was saying. We can't just build a box. It's going to fall apart if we don't support it with a frame. So you see these thin pieces of wood that he's cutting them to the length of the design here. So just using our nail gun and just securing all of that in place, pretty much building a frame around our structure to support everything. So he put one there. There's one in the corner where that L shape looks, and he's supporting this one on this side here, and we'll use that to connect that other piece that you see on the right bottom corner. Again, I wasn't planning on recording this, so you can see I have to just show you what I can because I'm holding the camera trying to show you all the angles. So this is what it looks like. We have that frame. We're going to align everything and put that together. Now that we have our arch, we have this other piece of wood on this top part. This is going to support it and also help put the top piece on as well, so that we can just have something to put the nails through. We cut this other piece of wood that's flat. It's also more of a support on each side, but it's also going to hold our bendable plywood. So we have one piece towards the top, one piece here, and I believe another piece towards the bottom of our arch. So once all of this is on, we put this piece and the nail went right through. So we have to take that out and readjust. Another hard part was trying to align the nails where they don't come out, and when we're transporting it doesn't poke. One piece that I couldn't record or didn't record, I looked through all the videos I have. I put a hole on the back pieces so that we can put weights through it to support the whole structure. So you want to kind of cut out a hole on the piece you determine is your back, and then you can just slide your weights through. So we have to build a base, like a flat piece on the bottom that the weights are going to sit on. We did that as well. If I pull this out, I'll do a short video to show you guys before we get it painted, but just explaining that part so I don't forget because it wasn't recorded. So now we have our structure. We're measuring everything to make sure this bendable plywood is gonna fit just right. Now we have to align it on here, and I'm holding from the bottom. He's also trying to support it so it doesn't shift. And the nail gun is amazing because you just go through and put all the places you want it to be, and it just holds it all in place. If you want for extra support, you could put some wood glue on there as well, but we have enough nails that it supports it pretty well. So going through here, aligning everything and just getting that in place, then we'll do the top as well. So this was quite the process. I love woodwork. I love watching people's videos on how they build stuff, create cabinets, all kinds of things. It's fun to me, except sometimes I'm not able to do it fully, but I can always know how to draw it out, plan it out, paper and things like that. So someday, hopefully, I'll be able to build things on my own, cutting and all of that. So we'll see. Aligning everything. I'll show you guys kind of the process, how we propped everything up at the bridal show and how it looked finally. If you're interested in seeing how we wrapped it, I have that video posted from a few months ago, so I'll link that in the description box if you're interested in seeing how we do that. But getting everything secure, we are going to move it to the venue. I'll show you how we prop it up here shortly. This back where you're standing, and then here. Then we just build the top and we are done. So